Welcome to sunny San Diego. I'm going to take you on the little walk that I would have to take to my first ballet classes at the San Diego Civic Youth Ballet, here in the beautiful Casa del Prado in Balboa Park. This is where my parents would drop me off to go to ballet class when I first started. So I would walk down this corridor. The lily pond is straight ahead, if you're familiar with Balboa Park. And I would go through this little tunnel, and this is sped up a bit so that we're not spending too long on this walk. And then there were all these stairs. It was built like a hacienda with all of the rooms for dancing around the sides. This also houses junior theater. And then I would go up all these stairs, and I'd usually hear the bell tower ringing. And straight ahead is what we used to call the big room, where I used to have my first ballet classes. And for extra bonus, here's a little picture of me that my father took when I was taking pointe class at about age 10. I hope you enjoyed that little walk down memory lane with me. That little walk was actually a really good warm-up for me before taking ballet class. What constitutes a good warm-up? Most dancers think they have to stretch. They have to stretch a lot, as much as possible, and that's what they do before class, but that really isn't a warm-up. A warm-up is actually warming up the muscles, and to do that, you need to get your circulation going. And to do that, you need to do constant motion. Those of you that live in big cities and have to take public transportation may be at an advantage for this, because you have to walk to a bus stop, you have to take the bus or the subway, then you have to walk to the studio, and usually you have to go up a flight or two of stairs to get there. With all of that walking and transitioning and moving your body, your circulation gets going in your legs and trunk and core, and so that helps warm you up for class. The basic act of stretching, sitting still in a static pose for a period of time, does not get the circulation going. Stretching is actually better at the end of class when your body is super warm, you finished an hour and a half of dancing, and then the muscles are more pliable and you're more likely to gain extension when you stretch at that time. But most dancers just pack it up and head out the door, so think about that. In this video, I'm going to show you some basic recommendations that I have for you to do in order to get your circulation going and your cardiovascular rate increased a little bit. That means getting your heart rate up. We have a resting heart rate when we're just sitting. And then when we get up, when we get moving, you'll feel yourself breathe a little faster and your heart beat a little faster. That's increasing your heart rate. And you want it a little bit elevated before you even start class, just to get out of that baseline rate if at all possible. So leave some time for a little walk before class at the very least, and then here are some things that you can do before you start class that would be ideal to get you ready. Before I show you what you should do, let me show you what I usually see. Dancers on their cell phone, usually in a second split position. Okay, this is not a warm-up. The heart rate is not increasing. This is not increasing blood flow. So this is not a good idea before class. So one of the first things you can do is just be barefoot and get your feet moving, grooving. So you can do a little bit of what we call plantar dorsiflexion, or flexing and pointing the feet, little foot circles. You can make yourself comfortable there and just get the ankle and toes moving. You can wiggle your toes around a bit. And this is best done barefoot, so you could really move your toes well. And then after a minute or so, you could just go ahead and put on your dance shoes and go from there. Now that the feet are warmed up, we can get to the rest of the body. So you can do some easy arm circles, arm swings, some shaking out of the arms, get your fingertips moving, and then you can face the bar and start with just some simple head rolls. You can do circles, side to side, forward to back. You can move your upper body with it. And nothing of this is getting too technical. This is just to warm up the body, not to work on technique right now. We're just getting circulation flowing. Then she's going to roll up and down through her feet, adding a little plie as she goes. And you want to do several repetitions of this and start slow, and then you can work up with speed, being easy on your body, working on your breath. And then she can do the prances a little faster. And after that, she's going to do a few calf raises. Notice that she's wearing full leg warmers right now, and you want to keep your body warm when you do the warm up, especially when it's cold outside. So wear full leg warmers, a sweater if it's cold outside. Help your body increase the tissue temperature to make it more pliable so you're ready for class. Then on cloche, simple leg swings. And don't worry about technique right now. We're just like getting the legs moving. So this is sub max. You can move the arm swing opposite. You can keep your arm in a second position. And don't worry about being perfect, and do not go for max height right now. You are just getting the circulation going and doing cloches at different speeds, faster, slower, straight leg, bent leg is really great for that. So you can do forward and back on one side for a while, and then you can switch and do the opposite side. So again, the arm can be at the side. You can move the arm around to get the circulation moving with the arm too, which will show. And that's a little too high, so I had her show maximal. So you don't want to overstrain the muscles before class. You can play with speed. There's the arm swing. And you don't have to have perfect turnout either. So this is just getting the circulation going. And then you could do en cloche side to side, same thing. And this is really great. You get trunk rotation with this a little bit. The hip is moving in a different way. Again, the leg can be bent or straight. And you want to do several repetitions for a couple minutes to get your heart rate up and the circulation flowing. And be sure to do both sides. The other thing you could do is just a little jog in place. This is really good. Get heart rate up a little bit, get the circulation flowing, and some little jumps in place. I hope this video gave you some good ideas of what you can do prior to ballet class. And like I said, a little walk, 10 minutes even before you get into ballet class would be great if you can do that in order to get your circulation going and your heart rate up a little bit. And then doing a few of these activities at the bar would be great. As for stretching is a great thing, but you're going to have the most effective stretching not at the beginning of class when you're cold, at the end of the class, when you're the maximal warm-up and your muscles are super warm. That's when you have the best chance to increase what we call the sarcomere length. The muscle units are called sarcomeres. To get them more elastic, you want every advantage at hand in order to improve your flexibility. So do those stretches after class to gain that flexibility and leave the warm-up for increasing your cardiovascular rate and getting your circulation going.